Hello, fellow human! Welcome back to another Dank Doggo r/ Today I Duck It Up. So our TIFU moments for today is from u/throwmeaway7625 with the title of TIFU by marrying the wrong woman. TLDR, I married someone rude. Not necessarily today, but the final straw was tonight. I'll just stick with the facts of the situation that happened tonight. My wife's sister got married today and my wife was the maid of honor. Beautiful wedding, wonderful couple. Now, let me tell you, the newly married couples are doctors and therefore they respectfully went all out on this wedding, just trying to give perspective on the event. The ceremony begins, as it's a nice, enjoyable thing to be part of. Long story short, it ends. Once it's done, people start collecting at various places. I find my wife and she's tearing up. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, that's cute. I don't get much of a chance to say anything before she looks at me with tearful eyes and says, "That was amazing and our wedding was nothing like this. I don't want to talk about it because I'm not happy about it." Oh, okay. That stung quite a bit. Not to get off track, but we had a wedding that was more like a whole long weekend of lavish partying with a small ceremony in between. Not traditional, but that's literally the way we both wanted it. And everyone that attended absolutely loved it all. So her telling me, that really cut me hard. Let's progress to the next part. We have semi-assigned seating and she moves to a good friend in order to sit next to me. She is extremely brief and cold with her conversation towards me. But I brush it off and try to emphasize with her because she was obviously upset still. We get our food and she starts softly crying. Naturally, I whisper to console her and ask, "Are you okay? Would you like to step away to talk?" She abruptly stands up and throws her fork and raises her voice at me and says, "Really? You're going to do this right now?" And then she storms outside, awkward as hell. Her whole family staring at me with confusion. I can see it on the looks on their face. Half, "What the hell did he do to her?" And half, "She seems pretty stressed, just let her be." Extremely soul-crushing to sit there in silence and no one wants to talk to me. At this point, my only thought is to start planning my exit. I look up on Uber to get an idea of things and flight information to see if it's possible I can fly back earlier. That's when one family member starts a conversation with me to cool the tension. So I put the phone down. Eventually, my wife comes back to make her maid of honor speech, and it was pretty good. When she got done, she came back to her seat next to me. Everyone around is telling her good job on the speech, and she is responding with smiles and laughter. I say, "That was a nice speech." And I was given a cold thanks. I'm clearly picking up the vibe, so I try to start conversations with others around. Let's progress. I'm on the dance floor now. Music pumping, happy folks. You get the picture. My wife comes up to me and visibly drunk, which is totally cool. It's a wedding after all. We start dancing and she says to me with a happy smiling face, "I only like you when I'm drunk." It was half a joke and half serious. How does one actually respond to that? I just softly laughed because I really didn't know how to respond to that. And then she says, "Don't you expect me to like you when I'm not drunk? I'm sorry if that bothers you." Again, what? How does one respond kindly to that? I guess let's progress. Later on, my wife pulls me outside to this scheduled dark bridge in the back. She perches herself on a post to rest. Now mind you that she literally wanted me to join her. I try to strike up a light-hearted positive conversation because I'm not wanting to discuss any bad stuff that has been happening. I want a fun wedding. I can't recall what exactly the conversation I started was about, but she's not paying attention. And she has the face of, "Don't talk to me." I ask her a question and she ignores it. Maybe she didn't hear me? I ask again and she turns her head to me and gives off the most nonchalant, "Yeah." Not my best decision, but I decide I'm done dealing with her. So I tell her, it's clear that you don't want me here, so I'm going back in. And I start walking away. She yells for me to come back. I do. She says she wants me there to talk. Cool, let's talk about whatever. And then she tries to tell me why she doesn't want kids, and it's pretty depressing, but I understand her. I normally will talk about these things with her, but we are at a wedding. I'm not wanting to talk about depressing stuff we can't control. So I offer to start a more positive conversation just because, it's a wedding. And she walks away without saying a word. Let's progress to the end of this. There's an after party which buses are taking people to. While I had a great time dancing with friends, it was an absolute baller wedding. And I love the newlyweds. I really didn't want to deal with my wife any longer. I just wanted to go to the Airbnb, shower, and sleep. I made the fact that I'm not going to the party pretty known to the family, and everyone understood. My wife was busy with stuff inside the venue. I went to her so I could help her pack things up into some of the cars. I make it known to her that I'm not going to the after party, and she's totally fine with that and starts handing me items to pack. Skipping ahead here, she loads on the bus and I start driving the car. I immediately get a text from her about how she's going to be miserable because I'm not going with her and I'm leaving her all alone. She said she was going to get an Uber back to the Airbnb once she got to the bar. That was 2 hours ago and she has yet to return. Honestly, I'm cool with that though. There's a moral to the story. When you see a box of red flags, put that box down and walk away. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm still young, at least that's how I see myself. So I am by no means a marriage or relationship expert. So hear me out with a grain of salt. From my point of view, I think OP should consider getting a divorce or at least taking some time off with his wife. Try to distance from her to have some time alone and clearly think about this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but as I see it when people got drunk, the things that they say, they usually truly mean it. It's just that they don't have the courage and brave enough to say it out loud when they are not sober and fully conscious. Alcohol in this sense is just like a tool or a method for them to express what they truly believe. And in this particular story, OP's wife clearly shown disinterest towards him. Not only that, but she also showing doubts about the marriage as a whole, indicating that this was a mistake, and she never loved him except when she was drunk. It's not just rude, but saying these things to her husband is like having multiple swords stabbing through his heart. It is extremely painful, and her being drunk does not justify it. I myself don't even acknowledge this as a TIFU because I think OP didn't do anything wrong, let alone a duck up, just a terrible event, that's all. And life is just too short for OP to keep trying for someone that never had satisfied about anything about him, never acknowledged his efforts, especially about the wedding that, lasting for weeks, and everyone enjoyed it except her, resented about it now. And just a hunch, but I think that's also have something to do with not wanting to have kids, and she might, lie about some rare conditions or something. There are definitely, people out there that would be more suitable for him and shower him with love unconditionally. I hope you doggo comrades out there would take this story as something to reconsider about your relationships if you're currently in a toxic one. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Dank Doggo appreciates your time. If you enjoy our content and want to see more of us, stay tuned and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like button or go cry. Also, you can always tell us your doggo comrades, your experiences in the comment section. I will catch up with you guys later in the next video.